You ready? What's going on, YouTube world? It's your boy Cruiser Nation 3 in here with my dog, Kennard Burton, man. College roommate, teammate, man. Let's go, man. Let's get it, man. This is a recap of the Super Bowl, the classic epic battle between Jalen Hurts and Pat Mahomes and company. Before we get started, make sure y'all rattle that cage and hit that like button. Where my dogs at, man? Let's get into it, man. Welcome, my dog, Hokey, man. What's going on with you, baby? Hokey.
What's up, big boy?
What's going on with you, man? Let's go, man. Let's get into it, man. We're going to talk
low.
about, man, the Super Bowl, man.
Your mic low. I barely can hear you.
Can you hear me?
It's low, though.
Hold on. Yo, you can hear me?
Yo.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it's real low.
It's low?
You can hear me clear, though?
Yeah, I can hear you clear.
Yeah, your mic kind of low.
I don't know what's going on, man, with the mic. Can you hear me a little bit?
Yeah, I can hear you a little bit, but it's real low.
Turn your volume up on your thing. See where it's at.
My volume all the way up.
I can hear you good. I don't know what's going on. Hold on, let's get.
Yeah, you was loud at first. Then when you went to your little thing with the Well My Dogs, I couldn't hear you.
Yo. You can hear that?
Yeah, it's still low though.
Can you hear it now?
Yeah, I should have had my earphones. That would have been perfect. I think that's
what it is, the earphone. Hey, what's going on, man? So, man, we're gonna start off here, man. You can hear me, Hokey?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, man. We're gonna start off here, man. Your likes, your dislikes, your takeaway from the Super Bowl. Which quarterback had the best game? Who you felt, what defense let who down? How do you think the game went from your perspective? We're gonna start off on the Chiefs side. What did you feel the Chiefs, what they was good at and what they was bad at offensively and defensively?
The Chiefs was able to withstand that flourish that the Eagles put on them in the first half, and that turnover by Hurts, I think, was the key moment of the game. It changed the whole momentum of the game around, because I think the Eagles was going to go in and score to put them away. They would have scored on that drive. I think it would have been a wrap for the Chiefs.
Okay, man. My perspective on that topic right there, I also agree with you on that aspect of the game. I felt like at that moment right there, the Eagles had pretty well control of the game. In the first half, I think the Eagles at one point in time had the ball 16 minutes. And the Eagles had the ball 16 minutes. I think the Chiefs had the ball like 6 or 7 minutes. So the Eagles did a very good job of controlling the tempo, of controlling the pace. I think on that third down play, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Eagles did get away with a little pass interference on Juju. You know what I mean? That helped that drive. And then right after that, that's when the Hurts fumble happened, if I'm not mistaken. I'm right on that, Hokey?
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right.
I think
just overall, man, I think that was one of the best games I've seen, like Super Bowl wise, in a while, man. Two great teams, two great quarterbacks, no defense.
Yeah,
and I thought for the Eagles, I thought that was their strong point. They was gonna be able to lean more on their defense, but their defense let them down last night.
Their defense didn't generate any pass rush. I don't know what happened to Hassan Reddick. I don't know what happened to Josh Sweat. I don't know what happened to Sue. I don't know what happened to Jordan Davis. I don't know what happened to their whole defensive line. It was like they didn't blitz much. I thought they just tried to rush forward. I think maybe they should have blitzed a little bit more to kind of take Pat Mahomes off his spot, but I understand why they did not blitz. They wanted to keep as much in the secondary as possible and force Pat Mahomes to throw in windows. But I think if they could have sped him up a little bit more or tried a couple more blitz, they probably could have got away home. I think they got a little bit too cocky with just rushing forward and thought that was going to help. But I think the whole season, Pat Mahomes had was the least pressured quarterback all year long. So I would think that they would come out the secondary just a little bit. All they had was Kelsey. I felt like on the outside and on the inside, they could have blitzed and still kind of double team Kelsey and force Pat Mahomes to go to any other receivers. What you think about that?
And honestly, man, I think the KC was able to neutralize the pass rush simply because they was real patient with the run. They ran the ball great, and it was timely runs and timely big plays. So, with that run game, you got to respect the run. It's kind of hard to tee off on the quarterback with the pass rush. So that kind of was the case last night, man. Andy Reid dialed up a great game plan, man, and for the most part, man, he was able to contain the D-line with play calling.
Yeah, man. Hey, you hit it right on the head right there, Hokie, man. You hit it right there on the head, man. He did run the ball more than what he normally, and then I think he had Pacheco had 18 carries or something, man, for 70-something, 80 yards, and they weren't big runs, but they was, man, he had a couple gashes where they got a couple 15-yard runs to, man, but
they were
it was
timely,
steady. It was
big runs, timely runs. They were timely runs. He was explosive, man. I think he was the most explosive back last night, man. And I think Pacheco earned him some money, man. That kid gonna be special.
Hey, what you think about, man, on the goal line once we got late in the goal line, man? For some reason, man, he ran it. Andy Reid drawed them 2 plays up, them fake drags, and then bounce out, man. And man, he hit them twice on 2 possessions back to back, man. To me, that was one of the best.
I don't know, man. I think those scheme plays though. Scheme plays, Eagles play a lot of man-to-man defense. So you know how that go. You get them in motion, and everybody just bump the coverage. They bump it over to the other side, and that was the case. The DB bumped over to the one receiver, but he should have been playing with his eyes too, man. That's kind of like a little easy little read, man, if you're playing with your eyes. But he was locked in on his man. He didn't really see it. And they gave up them 2 big plays, them 2 big touchdowns, man, on the whip route. That was kind of crazy.
Do you think the Chiefs game plan that, or was it something that they noticed was that you think Eagles played that coverage a lot during the season?
Yeah, that's definitely something they seen on film. That's definitely something. That was a scheme. They scheme plays.
Okay, and we probably didn't get to see it as much in the first half because the second half the first half they weren't in position to get in the red zone that much. So when they finally did, the plays opened up for them. Okay, then, because I feel what you're saying. They probably seen something on film and then came. And
they would just wait for the right moment to call them plays in the goal line. And both times they ran it, man, they scored. Both plays, dudes wide open.
Do you think to me, besides that one fumble with Jalen Hurts, man, I think that game came down to who got the ball last. What you think?
Yeah, like always, man, it comes down to one play. And that DB in that situation, you gotta be smart in those situations. At the end of the day, one time out left, they get a first down and game over. You just give up that big play, you don't panic. You give up a touchdown right there. Guess who got the ball? The Eagles. The Eagles got the ball down 7, and they've proven all night that they can score at will on that defense. So as a defender in that situation, you just got to be smart. You get the holding penalty, now they get 3 downs to kick a field goal. Instead of you giving up the touchdown, your offense got the ball, you got a shot to win the game and go down and tie it up.
What you think of some of the fans, some of the outrage that's been going on, saying that they cheated, but after the game, James Bradbury himself said he held them. What you think of? Do you think that was a good call? Because you got some analysts saying, well, at the end of the game, you probably shouldn't do that. But the referee, to me, the referee ain't thinking, well, it's the end of the game. I'm thinking I see a holding call. So if it's the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, or fourth quarter, I'm going to call that call 9 out of 10 times. What you think of that?
I mean, at the end of the day, man, you don't want the referees to decide the game, point blank, period. But at the end of the day, man, I feel like it was a great call. And they missed one on him earlier in the first or the second quarter, too, where Juju Smith ran the slant or the dig or something like that. He held him on that play too. But at the end of the day, man, he came out and admitted he knew he made a mistake and he admitted it. So what the outrage about when the person who's involved in the play said that he hold him? Like, what are we talking about?
I think that's where we get caught up as fans. I can do it when you going for your team. because I feel like if it was any other way around, if that's your team on the other side, you're gonna want that call to be called 9 out of 10 times, 100 out of 100 times. If it's a holding call, I think we can agree there, man. What you think? To me, Pat Mahomes didn't have the ball that much to me, but I felt like he was poised. I feel like one mistake Pat Mahomes made that you can't even really call it a mistake because it didn't happen. But on that third down play when they ran a little sprint out play and he shook the guy and almost threw a pick, I think that was a little careless on Pat Mahomes. But other than that, man, Pat Mahomes played a clean game. He didn't force nothing. He took what the defense gave him. That last run changed the game where he sprinted up the middle of the field. That was a big-time run, big-time play, man. What do you take from Patrick Mahomes, and where do you rank Pat Mahomes right now in the NFL as a quarterback?
I mean, it's obvious he's the best quarterback in the NFL right now. That's the obvious. But I think it's a little premature in regards to the conversation into comparing him with Tom Brady. I mean, he's been successful in the league his 5 years, but we gotta kind of like hold the talk on the Tom Brady GOAT talk, man. He ain't on that level yet. Do he have the potential to be one of the best quarterbacks that ever playing the game? Of course, but I think those conversations right now are a little premature. Let's give it. Let the time play out, and we'll see what he do when his career is over.
Man, that's where it got to be, man. I think we give these guys a little bit too much, a little too early, man. This dude in his sixth year, sixth year, man. We got to give him time.
Fifth year in the league.
Fifth year.
Yeah, he's a fifth-year player.
Yeah, man. So we got to give this guy time, man. And people forget, man. Tom Brady, after he won them first 2 Super Bowls, man. Tom Brady went 10 years where he ain't win another Super Bowl. Right. People forget that, man. Tom Brady went 10 years in his playing career where he didn't even win a Super Bowl, man. So I think Pat Mahomes is on a good trajectory right now. If he can keep Andy Reid, it seems like Andy Reid might be on the downside of his career. Not saying he can't coach, but when I mean the downside career, it's been speculation that he might give it up. And then after he won these last 2, man, I say in the next, to me, my opinion of this, I think in the next 2-3 years, Andy Reid might close the door, man, on football, man. And we got to see what Pat Mahomes can be without Andy Reid. Not saying that he can't get it done, but let's see how when things change, you got a new head coach. See how that thing works out. What you think on that?
Yeah, man. Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, they are a perfect match because Andy Reid is a great play caller. Then on top of that, man, he's real good with like schemes like to get his best players in situations to where they can be successful. And on top of that, man, he let Pat Mahomes, he do what he do. He'll allow him to play to his strength, man. So him having Andy Reid, he's going to be real successful, but the challenge is going to come when, Andy Reid call it quits. And I think, like you said, man, within the next 2 to 3 years, he going to call it quits because he's an older guy. And I think he's did his due justice in regards to being a great NFL coach. So time will tell. At the end of the day, we'll see. But as of right now, man, you can't compare Mahomes with Tom Brady. Just
big ups to Big Red.
See what he do.
Big ups to Big Red for a second Super Bowl, man. I think this is 4th appearance now. I think he had one with the Eagles, right? Back in 2004, back 2005, 2004, man. On the Eagles side of the ball. Oh, he 2-2. Okay. On the Eagles side of the ball, what take do you have for Jalen Hurts, man? If you could speak to Jalen Hurts, man, what do you think he need to improve at and where he need to get better at? What do you think?
Jalen Hurts proved to the world, man, that he's an elite quarterback, man. And for the most part all year, man, all we've heard was he can't do this, he can't do that. At the end of the day, he's a winner. At that position, the quarterback position, man, you want a winner. And I feel like he checked the box off everything, man. Just how he moved, how he is when it comes to his teammates, his swag, man, all that triggers down to the rest of the team. And if this Super Bowl is any indication of what Jalen Hurts got for the future, man, the league in trouble. Because you take away that one mistake, that fumble, in my opinion, I think he outplayed Pat Mahomes. He played a perfect game besides that one play.
What he had, 305 passing, 305 yards passing?
Come on, man.
Oh,
they say he can't pass from the pocket. They say he can't read defense. All this stuff that they say about him, he showed the world last night on the biggest stage that he can do it. So if that's any indication of what Jalen Hurts got in his fruits, oh man, the league in trouble.
Where you see the Eagles say next year, where you see the Eagles ranking next year coming into the season, where would you put the Eagles?
Offensively, the Eagles are going to be elite again. But from my understanding is they got a lot of free agents on defense. So I don't think they're going to be able to sign everyone back on defense. So the struggle would be defensively next year, but I think they're going to be elite on offense. So what you about to say?
Don't they got Sweat, them boys coming back?
They got Sweat signed into a contract. But I think Hassan Reddick signed like a 1-year deal, something like that. He's not guaranteed any money, and a couple of more guys on that front four that's not guaranteed no money, guaranteed money that's gonna be free agents in the summer. So I think they're gonna lose a lot on defense.
What you think of my guy Fletcher Cox?
Yeah, I think Fletcher locked in.
Okay, we got Fletcher Cox locked in. Jordan Davis, he a rookie. Hargrave, is he coming back? He was big for that defense.
I think Hargrave might be a free agent. I'm not sure. I ain't finna speak on none that I ain't sure about. So I think they're gonna lose a lot on defense in regards to free agency in the summer. But offensively, man, they can compete with anybody. They got a lot of weapons on offense.
Do you think the offense will change if the head coach take the job at the Indianapolis Colts? The offensive coordinator is supposed to take the job at the Indianapolis Colts. How do you think Jalen gonna do with that turnaround if he has to lose his offensive coordinator?
I mean, in a sense, I think it'll change a little bit, but at the end of the day, man, like the NFL is concepts. Everybody, for the most part, run the same concepts in the same scheme, unless you just got an elite runner at the quarterback position. That's when the scheme changes. So I don't think it'll be a big fall off. It'll be a big fall off because everybody pretty much run the same stuff, man. It just be different concepts and different terminology.
Coming into the season, man, I told people, man, I believe that the Chiefs will have a good season. I did not predict them to win the Super Bowl, but I did say I thought they can win over 12 games, and then that comes to be true because I believe in Andy Reid and I believed in Patrick Mahomes. And everybody thought when Tyreek Hill left that Patrick Mahomes was just going to fall off a cliff. And, man, Patrick Mahomes showed, man, that he can get the job done. He has improved on his defensive read. I think after the first year he won the MVP, Pat Mahomes publicly came out and said he did not know how to read defenses. That's why I think he struggled in that second Super Bowl and the first Super Bowl, to be honest. When people dropped people in coverage, he was not taking his running backs. And as a quarterback, I think that's what Patrick Mahomes have grown. He's learned how to take the running back check downs. He's finding his running backs out the backfield. He's not forcing the ball deep. He's taking what the defense giving him. And I think he's finally learning his progressions and learning how to actually read defenses that can make him that much better of an elite passer. What you think?
Besides the Kansas City Chiefs fans, man, no one expected the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl this year. After losing Tyreek Hill, who I thought was the most important piece on that team. But that just goes to show, man, we can be wrong. Pat Mahomes put the team on his back. He rallied the troops, and he a Super Bowl champ again. And now he got a chance to be like mentioned with the best to ever do it. If his trajectory keep going up like how it is, man, it's gonna be crazy. And honestly, man, as a whole, man, the quarterback position in the NFL, man, it's crazy. Quarterback playing in the NFL is crazy right now, man. So, and all I can say is, man, it's gonna be some exciting football for years to come, man.
One thing I gotta take, man, the Pat Mahomes hate, man. I understand that get with anybody. LeBron go through it. Pat Mahomes gonna go through it. Tom Brady. When you winning a lot, you're gonna have the people who love you. Then you're gonna have the people who so-called quote unquote want to call hate, whatever that may be, man. Right now, we starting to see the little bit of Pat Mahomes slander. These guys can't get as man as just do. You got some people saying he faking an injury to make excuses they lose. What would you like to say to the people who say this man faking an injury? Would you honestly see the man aggravated his ankle in that second quarter?
Coming into the game, man, he was already hurt. Then on that play where he actually, like, the dude actually tackled him, and he rolled his ankle again. So what are we talking about? He ain't faking no injury, man. The man was like really hurt. And like a true soldier, you know I'm hurt, but at the same time, if I ain't injured, I gotta fight through it, man. I gotta pull through for my team. And that's what he did. He got hurt. He didn't lay down, he didn't quit. The Super Bowl champ. Nah, so the slander just be crazy, man. With winning gonna come hate. That's the obvious. And he's a winner. So that's what it is. That's what it's gonna be.
Where you see, so hey, before we get up out of here, man, we're gonna do our top 10 and top 5 quarterbacks from the AFC and our top 5 quarterbacks from the NFC. I'm gonna let you go first, Kennard. Give me your top 5 AFC quarterbacks, and then we're gonna go do your top 5 NFC.
Top 5 AFC quarterbacks. I'm gonna just give you my top 5 quarterbacks.
Okay.
And it's hard. Honestly, it's hard. But my top 5 quarterbacks would be, I'm gonna go Pat Mahomes, obvious 1. 2, in my opinion, is just somebody that remind me of Tom Brady. Like, he just a winner. Joe Burrow, 2.
Okay.
I'll go Josh Allen, 3. And you can't, I don't know, man. It's just something about like you can't. I just feel like Aaron Rodgers still got something left in the tank, baby boy. It's like I can't make a list and leave Aaron Rodgers off that thing. So I go Aaron Rodgers 4, and Jalen Hurts just proved to the world he's an elite quarterback. So I go Jalen Hurts 5. That's my top 5 quarterbacks in the league right now.
Hey, I can respect that list right there, man. So my list will be in order. I'm glad you threw Aaron Rodgers in there because a lot of people feel like Aaron Rodgers ain't got no more, and Aaron Rodgers would be. But in my Aaron Rodgers, I would go Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. I said Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. Aaron Rodgers was my 5th quarterback, and my 4th one was gonna be right now. Dang, what's my boy name, man?
For the
Justin Herbert. Justin
That's
Herbert.
That was gonna be my 4th and 5th. It was between leaving Aaron Rodgers out because he's the older guy, but you can't leave him off that list, man. He's done too much for the NFL, man. Like, he's elite. He's still elite. He still got more in the team.
Yeah, man. Well, look, man, it was a great show, man. I want to thank everybody who tuned in, everybody who showed up. If you did show up, man, appreciate everybody who tuned in. Hey, appreciate my dog Kennard coming through, giving his insight on the Chiefs, Eagles, Super Bowl, man. It was a great, epic battle, man. You probably won't see too much like that, man. Good, clean game by both quarterbacks. 1 turnover from the other one, man. But other than that, it was a great Super Bowl, man. And we will catch y'all on the next video. Peace.